And the group, the whole family, 911 step family, I guess we can say, is here again with us this morning. And a new addition here on the end, college guys in town. Your name is?
Josh.
Josh. Welcome to the show, Josh. Good to have you here. And you are?
Nathan.
Nathan?
I'm Kylie.
Kylie?
I'm Megan.
Megan?
And Emily.
And Emily. All right. Well, this is going to be the kids talking about blended families. And the first thing I asked you was, does this change your mind if you're looking for your significant other, your spouse of the future? Will you marry a woman that has children? And you said what?
I know with me, I kind of look...
First of all, you're awful young to be even thinking about marriage, so let's get that straight first.
Yeah, of course.
Put it off as long as you can.
I mean, the main thing with me is after the divorce, I was always like, okay, I don't want this to happen to me, so I'm gonna like take my time and look, you know. And so I've always just kind of like, you know, I look like any normal guy would, you know. But I mean, it's just you always have this in the back of your mind, like, you know, this is what has happened to us, so let me make sure this doesn't happen to me too, you know. So that's
a big task, especially when you see the rates as far as divorce, and it's kind of scary, I imagine.
Yeah. I mean, that's with any kid at all. I mean, the rates
any young adult these days
above 50% now. So I mean, with anyone looking to marry, you've always got to be careful, and you've always got to, you know, keep that in mind. So.
All right. You guys did a seminar.
Why did you ask me that question?
We're not asking you that question. You got married way too quickly all the times. Okay. You guys did a seminar, in February?
February.
I'm going to ask each of you, okay, you first. What is the number one question you're asked from another young adult or teenager?
From another young adult, I definitely think a lot of the problems is like how you deal with getting along with other kids. Because I know as a teenager, you get really territorial and you're like, this is mine, you need to back off.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think helping them deal with that, kind of showing them that it's okay to let other people in, because I know at first me and Kylie, we did not get along.
Oh, the three of you didn't fight. Come on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely had some interesting fights. So really just taking time to get to know each other and kind of learning how we mix and when to back off and when to kind of let each other in. So that's definitely something that we have to help them work with.
You would agree with that?
Yeah, just kind of learning each other's personalities, and then like having roles change. Like I went from being the baby of the family to being older than them, and I know Emily was like, she shouldn't be like that. She doesn't act like an older sibling. Yeah.
So a lot of cat fights at the house.
Yeah.
Huh? I've heard, definitely.
Now we get along pretty well.
Well, good. All right. Well, how do you keep your mouth shut when you're so mad at your step-parent?
You walk
Someone
away.
said you don't.
You walk away is what you do.
But you're teenagers. You don't shut up. You don't walk away.
You learn to.
The hard way sometimes.
Yeah, you got to adapt. That's one thing that has to happen.
You definitely have to adapt. Okay, what about the two of you? Now, who are your real brothers and sisters? Raise your hands, whoever's
Okay.
together.
It's the gang.
Okay.
We're the gamblers.
Boy, do they gang up on you?
Yeah.
Constantly. Now, what about you guys fighting? Did it change anything having more people in the house? Did it make you guys fight with each other?
It
Probably
was
not.
much less with the guys than with the girls, mainly because the girls all slept in the same room.
The
But all of us guys were kind
torture.
of in different
No. The girls had to share rooms, so there was definitely more tension there.
Yeah.
Boy,
And
they
with us being
just
girls.
set you up for arguments, didn't they? So let's blame the parents. What is some advice that you can tell? If you know, that's the number one thing John Dees not complains about, but has to counsel rather a lot of folks on. You know, I'm in love. They have children. Everything's wonderful, honeymoon stage. But then you get to live with each other, and it's just I got to put up with her kids. I don't like them. What do you tell people to get ready? Shh, Jamie, hush. What do you tell people that are about to get married? How can they get ready for that? Is there anything to tell them?
I think a lot of the times you don't really know until you get into it, because I know especially for us girls, we went through that time where like it's going to be a sleepover, we're all going to have fun. And then the first
Can't
week
wait to wear her
came.
clothes.
Yeah. And And it was just like rude awakening. Very, very rude. So I guess it's just like taking it day by day. And you just have to be really patient and make sure you're talking. Because I think talking about everything and communication, learning how to communicate with everyone is definitely a big part and keeps a lot of the things like from getting so bad, and it kind of keeps everyone open and kind of helps relate to each other.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
That is probably the smartest thing I've ever heard her say, communication. Adults need to know that too. Communication is the key. It actually is, because when you're mad at each other, do you tell each other why you're mad at each other?
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
sit down and be like, hey, I need to talk to you. And we go to our rooms and we'll talk it out. And we'll be like, okay.
Wow, you actually have that civil of a conversation.
We are not a normal family.
Not with all this counseling, no. They love family meetings, so I guess that's the key. If you have a blended family with a lot of children in it, family meetings become important.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Very much so.
definitely.
Very
At
much
least
so.
3 times a week.
3 times a week.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. All right. Okay, let's talk about Facebook and social media. Have you ever ratted your step sister or brother out, called them out on anything, put something on there you shouldn't have, and made them mad?
I don't think that's ever happened.
You guys are good about that.
I don't think so. I think we're pretty good.
I think what
we
keeps
ask
us-
each other before we do stuff like that.
Well, you know,
For the most part.
it kind of helped that Dad wouldn't really let us get a Facebook till about 4 years in marriage.
Okay.
So
Once he got one, then it was all over.
yeah, once he got one, then we could get one. So.
Oh, so Dad had to get hooked on Facebook before you guys
Yeah.
could get
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and then only with the
Huh.
stipulation that we couldn't say anything about each other on Facebook, otherwise they'd take us off of Facebook. So that worked out pretty well, I guess.
So Dad monitors your Facebook page quite a bit.
Yes.
You can't defriend them, not want to be,
No.
don't like you today, I'm cutting you out.
If you defriend him, then he will take off your Facebook. So.
So strict boundaries at home, and everyone knows it, so that helps everyone get along.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has
So
to
that's
be
probably
rules.
good advice for blended families out there too.
I mean, they're also open to, like, if you want to negotiate something, they have this saying that I'll negotiate with you till the cows come home, but the minute you get an attitude, I'm not going to negotiate with you. But so, I mean, they're open to new ideas and stuff, but they're not completely.
So no more jealousy between anyone, or there's got to be some days that.
You know, I think with girls, it's always kind of.
There's a lot more drama with girls now.
Yeah.
We all know that.
Most definitely. I don't think there's as much jealousy anymore because it's been like 7 years or so since we've been living together. Doesn't really feel like that long.
Eight years. Oh, see, gosh, Dad's always correcting you, isn't he? 8 years always together. But you guys were a lot younger too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
when we were younger, I know I got really jealous of Kylie because she became the oldest girl, and I was like,
was
that's
your
my
role.
job because I'm like the little mom, so I'm like, she can't be the oldest. And so, but now I think we've kind of worked it out, and so now there's not as much jealousy. But
Okay. Any odd question you've ever been asked?
Any odd questions? Yes, any odd questions you've ever been asked. That'd be one. No.
You think about it for just a moment. All right, how old were you when everyone moved in together? Do you remember? Roundabout. We won't let Dad correct you if you get the wrong answer.
Been 8 years, so I was 12.
Very good, and you're quick too. But Matt, you were 12 years old, so okay. Well, those are good ages. So you guys
What
were 12
happens when
and
you don't get
below.
along with each other?
Well, no fist fights, no wrestling matches, no
a lot of yelling.
lot of yelling. Until Dad sits you down or Mom sits you down and says, "This is how we're going to handle it in the future."
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the biggest problem. Parents don't step in and tell you the rules and tell you how it's going to be. They let you guys handle it.
Yeah, I know the parents have had to make some really hard decisions as far as how to handle stuff when it comes to the kids. Because I know Tammy had a really hard time disciplining the Gangles while it wasn't so hard for her.
Stepmom get to ground you?
Yeah, every day when it became
Every day,
summer.
bless you.
Okay, when it became
mess up.
summer, every day my dad would tell us, okay, Tammy is now in charge. She has full responsibility. Whatever she says, I will agree with. And so we knew from the very beginning that Tammy was able to do whatever Dad would do when he came home. So I think that kind of showed us that Tammy is now in charge, just like Dad would be.
All right, since Tammy, stepmom.
Tammy's stepmom. Yes.
All right. Ever spank you?
No, because we were kind of older by the time we were all blended. So I don't think it was as much spanking as it was grounding or punishment, like you can't have this toy, or you can't
Oh,
get
don't
on the
take their
internet.
phone away.
I didn't get a phone until I was 15, so that wasn't a punishment. I didn't have it, so. But
Take my car keys, but give me my phone.
yeah.
That's the biggest thing. All right, did you come up with one?
Yes, last seminar, I guess, there was a guy who asked, what do I do when only one weekend feels like I really don't make a difference to the kid? Because apparently he had his kid on the weekend.
Right.
I went to him after the seminar and I told him that to the kid, one weekend can make all the difference. Like those are some of the only weekends you'll ever remember. But you can have a weekend with your actual parents. You have so many of them. You'll sit in your house, play computer, go talk to them over dinner or something, But that one weekend you have with your step-parent, or step-parent or actual parent that's divorced, that's the one weekend you'll probably remember the most.
That's a good question because, when you get divorced, the parent that the children do not live with feels like you only get to see them, 5-6 days in the whole month. So you have to make those days special. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning. You didn't have good counseling. All right, guys. Thank you for getting up early. We are going to put this on Facebook and YouTube so your friends can make fun of you. Maybe they'll be nice. Okay. Nice to meet you this go around.
Yeah, nice
All
to meet
right,
you too.
guys. Here, stepfamily911.com. If you have issues, go call them. Go pull up their website. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Very good.